At Apollo, safety is a value, not a priority. We are committed to embracing an injury-free workplace. This video is for informative purposes only and should not be used in place of hands-on training. Make sure you've been clear with your supervisor before using the machine. Alright, this here chop saw. It's used to cut metal a lot faster. Anything big you can cut out here. You can cut stuff really small. Doesn't really matter. This thing will do it. Couple things you need to know about this: that it will shoot sparks, so we always do keep a fire extinguisher out here at all times. With that, there are sparks, so I recommend sleeves. Always wear leather gloves, cut level 4, and leather. Face shield, safety glasses, ear protection, all required when using this machinery. No real tools that go along with the chop saw that are needed. You can bring out your own clamps to clamp the piece down, just to kind of hold it in place while you're cutting. So before I come up, you just want to make sure that the blade is in well condition. If you do see a nick or something wrong with the blade, stop whatever you're doing. Either go get a supervisor, maintenance, or if you've been trained to change the blade, go ahead and change the blade out. When you do change the blade, you always want to make sure that if there is a little piece of paper right in here, you always want to make sure that paper is up against this other piece, because you don't want basically two pieces of metal rubbing on each other. If you do need to change the blade, make sure the disconnect is back there. Make sure that is off, and grab your lock and tag out while you're changing the blade. Once you got the blade back on in a secure position, then you can go ahead and take your lock off and turn it back on. So now that I'm ready to cut, I just got here a little piece of tube steel. A lot of times what guys will do is we'll just set up a little backstop right here if I got multiple cuts at the same length. In this case, I just set it at 26 inches. I got my clamp here to hold the backstop, to hold my stop there. I got my piece of tube steel. Line it in where I want it. And this saw does have a hold down feature that is ran with the air. Just run that chain over. Hold that down. That's just the way to clamp it. Basically free up your hand so you don't have to put your hand on the material or anything like that. Now that that's ready to go, face shield down, sleeves on. I turn it on right here with the green button. When I want to shut it off, just hit that and let the blade come to a complete stop before either bringing it back down or do whatever you got to do to it. Another thing too is after you do cut, you never want to use the blade for any kind of deburring. Please take it in, either use a polyfan on a grinder or the belt sander. So now, like I said, I'm ready to go. Face shield on, turn it on. Kind of leave a burr, and that burr can be really hot, so that's why I recommend the leather gloves in case you accidentally do grab that. Then again, you can deburr that with either a polyfan or the belt sander inside. And so now that I've left that, I'm good to go. Release this. If my piece is small enough and not worthy to keep, I'm going to toss it in here into the scrap bin. If I do have something bigger, I'm either going to put it back in our drop rack or into the other metal rack where we grabbed it from. Proper position to leave this in, just go ahead and leave this up when you are done. That should be it. So remember, Apollo expects each worker to go home in the same condition that they came to work in. Anything less than that is unacceptable. If you're unsure, stop and ask. Home healthy, home safe.